Another Scrapflex. So, previously, they've all been pretty custom, I guess. A lot of cutting, a lot of modifying, a lot of that kind of stuff. This one's pretty basic. This was not the first one I did, but it is the first like standard Scrapflex that I've ever done. But talking about this dude, check that heat staining out, man. Beautiful. So there is quite a bit of weathering on this guy. A lot of heat staining. I went pretty hard on the heat staining on this one. Wanted it to look like it had a real unstable hot blade. But kind of starting at the top and going to the bottom. Again, check that heat staining out. Nice color shift, nice blue, purple, gold, back to silver. And that's kind of what I like about doing 2.0s. They are nickel-plated brass, so you can heat stain the hell out of these guys. Nice staining up on the fins, on the bunny ear clamp itself. 2.0 thumb screw, same thing as the last one. This was actually supposed to be for a button. So the red button is E6000 in, and it's now my thumb screw. Glass eye. I think this is a KR Sabres glass eye again. He had them on sale a year or so ago, so I just bought a bunch of them. The clamp, standard 2.0 clamp, a little bit of aluminum black and heat. Looks pretty killer. This is a 2.0 clamp card, ESP. Empire Strikes Back, it's nasty. Clamp lever, nothing much to it. I did do something a little bit more unique with this one, actually. The anodizing on the ribbed core. I heat stained it, and the camera's kind of picking it up. I did heat up the anodizing, and I was kind of playing around with it, and I learned that if you if you heat up anodized aluminum, the anodizing changes colors, which news to everybody else because there is no original idea on the internet, but I thought I was hot shit when I did it. But it looks cool. It has a nice copper offset. I'm probably going to do it to another one that I'm working on. It's going to be a twin for this one. And then the leather wrap, I believe this is Tobacco from Defcon Bird. All of my leather wraps are Defcon Bird. Can't recommend the guy enough. He is incredible. MHS V1 Luke V2 style pommel with the actual D ring, not a tri-ring, and just the standard brass pommel cap, just to give it a little bit more weight on the back. But again, most of my sabers, nice, comfy, two-hand grip. So let's break into this guy, see what's going on. I did have to Dremel the threading on the actual handle itself and JB weld this pommel in, which unfortunate, but hey, as long as it stays in, right, it'll be all right. So nice thread out. This is, I believe this is the second chassis that I've ever made, I think. I don't really remember. I've made quite a few in the last year or so that I've been doing them. But I did do a little bit more paint work on this one. Started off with some rub and buff and then some Testors acrylics to kind of fill in some of the holes. Same thing, I've got that nice little power regulator type greeley there, the Death Star style cutouts. I did do this little guy here, which is a negative sign, but I thought it looked pretty neat. And then I tried something a little bit different. Instead of just doing the PPC or anything like that, I did actually go in and model up an SVG file for 3 Kazakh cards. You can't really pick it up on camera that well, but it was just something I was playing around with. It turned out pretty cool, but I haven't really done it since. And then obviously Profi 2.2, removable battery, the Frank's Red Hot, Smuggler's Outpost, 28mm, Dark Side, Elite. Buy it. Buy it and put it in everything. Do it. Do it. Activation switch and aux switch are both under the plant card. If you've got an activation box, use the activation box. They don't call it an activation box because it doesn't activate anything. Call it an activation box because it activates. That's just my thing, though. Right? Do it. Do what you want to do, but that's just like my opinion, man. The blade plug in this is a little snug. It was the first one that I've ever made, and this was probably a little over a year ago. It's just a 3D printed holder for a razor blade. Looks pretty cool. I'll actually throw that back in and see if I can pick that up on camera. Kind of see it there. But I think it looks sweet. I'm not the first one to do it. Again, no original idea on the internet. I believe the first razor blade plug was Arkham on the FX Sabres forum, if I'm remembering correctly. I think that's right, but I don't know. Just razor blade 3D printed holder. Call it good. I did put some packing foam on the underside of the razor for light diffusion, so you're not just getting LEDs blinding you in the eyes. There's a stock V3 short pin connector in there that you can just barely see. There we go. I mostly just use whatever I can get my hands on. The stock connectors work great, just as well as the CC Sabres connectors. I am going to try out the Shadow Foil Props connectors when they come back in stock, though, because those look sweet. But anyways, it's throw a blade. Throw a blade in this guy. 7/8" blade, just like literally every single Scrapflex 2.0 ever, unless you get the 1-inch blade holder from Vader's Ball. Same thing. You'll feel it hit the pins. I push in just a little bit, not a whole lot, just a little bit. Thumb screw is blade retention, and on this guy, bottom is activation, top auxiliary. Green. It's not my favorite color, but it looks damn good on a saber. Always has. That is the Smuggler from Smuggler's Outpost.
Master August, I presume.
Another Augustin. Love the font.
Welcome to my throne room.
Another Malgus. Again, big meaty fonts.
Light and dark. You are all fools!
This is the Fours Revan. So I've got a couple of different Revan fonts. Revan is one of my favorite characters. And Revan fonts are always so good. Nice purple blade. Nice and loud. I think I set my volume on 28mm speakers to 2800 every time. That's no real distortion on it, but it is loud. I like these things loud.
Prince Arkham.
Prince Arkin. Golden Blade.
The Emperor.
I'm going to try and pick this up on camera. This font is insane. So the underlay and the hum is kind of the chorus that plays in the background of when Anakin and Palpatine are doing the Darth Plagueis speech. And that there's that like ominous hum in the background. And the hum for the actual saber font is that chorus hum. And all these sabers do have sound files on them for music tracks. But I don't have it on this one, which is unfortunate, but the hum synchronizes with the music that plays during the tragedy of Dark Plagueis the Wise. Vexen, which is just kind of a remix of the Arkan font, but it does sound different. Again, with the yellow blade on that one.
This is only the beginning.
It's Vindicant. Nice slow retraction on that.
The smuggler.
Back to the smuggler. Again, there's not a whole lot that goes on with these. They're pretty simple. They're very easy to make. And if you're starting out with custom sabers, I recommend starting with the Scrapflex. You can still get these from Corban. For the longest time, they were out of stock, which was very unfortunate because these are killer hilts. And they look great as regular Graflexes. But they can be so much more. I love doing Scrapflexes. The Graflex 2.0 kit, I think it's like $150 or something like that, so it is a pretty decent buy-in, but I mean, you go in with a game plan and you can't really go wrong with it. Most of my Scrapflexes started off with off-cuts and bad cuts and just stuff that shouldn't work, but it does, because I mean, it's a Scrapflex. You can't really go wrong with it, especially when you start weathering and stuff like that. So that is my Scrapflex. This one is probably going to stay with me for a long time, but I am doing a twin for this one, and that one will be for sale, but that will also get its own video in the future whenever I get around to it, because I have projects. I have a lot of projects in line. Hopefully I can get those done soon so I can start doing some videos on those guys too, because I have some sweet sabers up there. I've got a crossguard that I'm working on that is Vader Kylo inspired, custom design. I've got my Star Killer up there, which is more of a scrap killer than a Star Killer. I guess it's inspired by Star Killer design. I've got the twin for this guy. I've got a KRXOR Luke V2 that I need to finish up. That was kind of a good buy for me. I love the V2. It's a great hilt. And I've always wanted the KROR V2 because it's got the recessed emitter cup. It's great. What else do I have up there? Oh, I've got my Mining Colony thin neck MHS matchup thing that I will hopefully have done soon. I am waiting for the Great Lakes Sabercoat control boxes to come back in stock and for him to come back from vacation. But as soon as that happens, we're rolling. Actually, here. Just a little teaser. Nice brass, red wrap, thin neck piece. Killing. I've got a Starfall Sabers Legacy that I need to finish up. I've got the Shadow Foil Arns Unshielded that I need to finish up. I've got projects. I got some stuff going on. But that'll be done as I go along. Who knows? Yeah, until next time, I will round up some more sabers and do a couple more videos and call it good. But we'll see you in the next one. Thank you. May the Force be with you.